Hey folks, we're going to do some little short videos regarding police shootings. The question today that we're going to look at is, do the police shoot too many people? Well, that question begs a second question. Well, how do you determine that? What's too many shootings? Well, the barometer that I like to use, or I think is the best way to determine that, is how many police citizen contacts do you have in any given year. You look at the number of contacts, see the number of shootings, and that'll at least give you some kind of idea of the likelihood that the police are going to shoot someone, at least from a percentage basis. So let's dive into it. Just a little statistical overview. The population of the United States is around 332 million, 350 maybe. Now, the number of police agencies, this is non-federal, this would be local and state. Number of agencies is 15,875 across the United States. Now, I'm going to use the year 2018. That's a fairly recent number. That way the numbers should be fairly accurate. Now, according to the federal government, Department of Justice, 2018, people 16 years and older, they came in contact with the police 61.5 million times. So 61.5 million times police and residents interacted in the year 2018. Now, I've got a couple of different numbers and we're going to use them both. According to the investigative reporting organization, in 2018, police shot and killed 998 people. Now, the Washington Post says that in 2018, police shot and killed 990 people. So even though the numbers are off by 8, at least we've got a number to work with. If you wanted to call it 1,000, that's fine too, in terms of what we're trying to do here. Now, in 2021, an article was written by the Crime Report. According to them, there's no national data on non-fatal shootings by the police. According to them, only a handful of states, and they list California, Colorado, and Texas. Now, I know Tennessee does it. TBI puts out those numbers. TBI does, I think, pretty well all police shootings in Tennessee. Now, in those states that this report dealt with, this article, they said 37 to 47% of all police shootings result in non-fatal injuries. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine the fatal with the non-fatal, and we're going to get a number from that and see how many total police shootings. So for 2018, if we use the fatal shooting numbers provided by Investigative Reporting Workshop of 998, and then we do 37% estimate of total shootings being non-fatal, it gives us 369. That would give us a grand total of 1,367 total police shootings for 2018. And you figure those numbers obviously could be off when you're talking about trying to do a percentage estimate. And even the total number of deaths varies, but it doesn't vary a lot. So we know we're in the ballpark with that 1,367 total shootings according to this investigative reporting workshop, and then that estimate. Now, if we use the Washington Post number of 990 total fatal shootings for 2018, and then we use the high end of that estimate of non-fatal shootings, which is 47%, would give us 465 non-fatal shootings for 2018, which would give us a total of 1,455 total police shootings. So now for 2018, you have 61,500,000 police citizen contacts. Using any set of numbers that I've already went over, if it's 1,367 total police shootings, then the percentage of people fatally shot by the police, as you can see, that number is 0.00001623. And then total number of shootings, fatal and non-fatal, you can see that number is a 0, a point, 4 zeros, and then 2223. So that number is well below even 1. And even if you go with the high end number, 1,455 fatal and non-fatal shootings, that number is still 0.4 zeros and then 161, or 2366. In other words, the police don't shoot a lot of people. Now, another way to look at this is, so the police came in contact with 61,500,000 people in 2018. No matter which shooting totals you want to use, 61,498,633 people, or 61,499,010 people were not shot when they interacted with the police. I think that sometimes that's an easier way to look at it than the percentages. So if people say the police are trigger happy or gun happy, well, according to that number there, it sure doesn't look like it. Over 61 million people who dealt with the police didn't get shot. Now, there are some who say that the police, their training, behavior needs to be corrected, worked on. I agree. Training is good. The more training you give police, the better off you are. And that's a good thing. But it's going to have no effect on police shootings if you don't correct the behavior of citizens, because that's part of your problem. In fact, that's a lot of your problem. Until we do that, it's not going to affect the numbers. If people aren't raised, trained by someone that when you interact with the police, don't resist the police, don't pull a gun on the police, don't try to take the police's gun, don't attack them with a knife, don't try to run over them with a car. If you take any of those actions and then you get shot, and then why in the world would you ask why the police had to shoot somebody? Don't fight. According to these numbers here, over 61 million people who dealt with the police didn't fight. They didn't get shot. Or if they did fight, it didn't go to the level where they had to get shot. I think that's a telling figure. I think the issue may be with the people getting shot. Just something to think about.